What you're saying sounds like a cliche and it's not making you stand out. That's exactly the reason why it feels like you could say the exact same thing that somebody with a million followers can say, and it doesn't hit the same. Because the difference is that they have built trust already with people, and you are still building it. That doesn't make you any less than those creators, but it does mean that you have to show up differently. You have to say something that makes you different. So let's say, for instance, we're going to take the example of post the content. People are always talking about post the content, just post the content, right? And while that is actually good, solid advice, it's cliche because we hear people say that all the time. Now, if you were saying just post the content, you could talk about it from a perspective that is actually your own instead of just repeating what it is that you've heard. And this is not as hard as you might think that it should be because we all have our own experiences, our own take, our own perspective on things. But what really stops us from saying them are the inner critics in our brains telling us, who do you think you are to say this? Why does your hair look like that? What's going on with your background? Your audio is trash. All of the things that we say. And you hear me talk about the inner critic so much, y'all, because it really is the thing that stops us from being able to take action. It keeps us in our heads. It keeps us from posting those drafts. It keeps us saying the things that we feel are the safe thing to say instead of the thing that's true to us. And I want you to think about the possibility that the reason why it doesn't feel natural to you, the reason why it doesn't feel good, is because it really isn't true to you. And it's your body's way of saying, this feels uncomfortable. This feels inauthentic. This doesn't feel genuine. I want you to think about one of the most unhinged opinions you might have. Now, it doesn't mean you got to share every unhinged thought that you have, but I want you to really think about what's something that is so unhinged or so different that if you said it, it would make people look at you a little differently. It would make people be like, wait, what? Like, what are you talking about? And I bet you that the reason why you don't want to say that is because now people are paying attention to you. That means people might challenge you. That means people might say, who do you think you are to say this? And the thing that makes that so scary is that it's probably the thing that you're saying to yourself already. So now somebody else saying it to you, the possibility of somebody else saying it to you has you now holding back and reverting to the thing that's safe.